everybody. I hope you're ready for the morning show with Mule. It is 5:30 a.m. We're going till 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We will open up the phone lines for you guys if you guys have any thoughts about some of the things we're going to talk about today. Because we're going to be talking about some what it's like to be a content creator, basically. How do you become a content creator? What do you need to do to be a content creator? So welcome, guys. I hope you have your coffee. I hope you're ready to go. I'm ready to go. This is the first time we're even doing this. We're kind of running it like a morning radio show. So you won't see me as hyped up as I always am, because this is more of a conversation. What up, Crafted Suds? This is more of a conversation where we're just going to chat. As you can see right here is Crafted Talks. It's going to pop up actually, right here on my left side. So on your right side. So you guys feel free to jump in. This is going to be a conversation. We're just going to talk. And one of the things, and I don't know exactly, I have a little bit planned out for today. I don't know exactly how long it's going to last, but we're going to try to stretch it into an hour. We'll see how it goes. Depending on how interactive you guys can be with me. So I hope you have your coffee. I got mine right here. But we're going to talk today about content creation. So what up, fake man? Good morning, my dude. Robbie, how's it going? Appreciate you guys being in chat this morning, bright and early. So Robbie, I think it's afternoon for you since you're over in Australia. But you other guys that are waking up early, probably East Coast, appreciate you guys being up early with me. So content creation, what does it take to be a content creator? So first of all, let's kind of dispel some of the lies of what it's like to be a content creator. So a lot of people think, oh man, being a content creator is easy, right? Like all you have to do is just capture some video of some gameplay and then just put a voiceover of it and go. Which is kind of funny because my wife, her job, she does have to make videos from time to time for the website that she works for. And she had to do like a video and a voiceover, and it took her so many times to get that right. And I was like, well, do you have a script? She's like, no, I don't have a script. And I was like, okay, though, that's your problem. You got too many uhs, ums, stuff like that. There is a little bit of professionalism there and a learning curve when it comes to content creation. And that's just with video editing. It's 3:30 a.m., but I haven't been in the stream for a while, so I had to stay up and say what's up. Wow, appreciate that, man. Hope you get some rest. But yeah, so content creation, just in making videos, there's a little bit of craftsmanship that you have to learn. You have to learn how to speak, how to cut out some of your uhs, how to cut out some of your or even long pauses. One of the things you may not even notice when you listen to our audio version of our podcast, we have some minutes in our podcast, because when you're listening to a podcast, you want it to be kind of upbeat, right? You want it to keep your attention, right? Well, one of the things you may notice that I edit out is like, we'll sit here and be talking about something and we'll be like, yeah. Okay, so moving on. So those little pauses like that, it kind of disrupts the flow of the podcast, kind of disrupts the flow of people who are listening. Some of it is okay because it's just general conversation, but there's things like that you have to learn as a content creator to kind of make your content a little more upbeat, a little more exciting. And just this last podcast, if you haven't listened to it yet, you'll notice the tone is different. One of the reasons for that is I think our bro Scarecrow learned, like, hey, being a host on the podcast rather than just being a co-host, there's a lot more that goes into it. You're the one who directs the conversation. You direct the energy of the show. You direct the speed of the show. So there's a lot that comes to it, content creation. So one of the key things that I want to talk about is actually getting up early. This, in my opinion, is the key for any content creator. Why should I get up early? Why should I do this morning show, right? Like, why am I waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning during the week and doing a morning show for an hour, Monday through Friday? Why am I getting up early to do that? That's, I'm married. I got 4 kids. I got a job. They're in their other room sleeping. I'm up here creating content. So why am I doing this? Well, one of the reasons for waking up early, and one of the reasons why I think as a content creator, you need to wake up early, is because you get more done and you get ahead of the curve. So what I mean by that is like, okay, let's say I got my 8 to 5, right? And I'm making content on the side, right? Like how most people do it. They stream or whatever. So if I want to get up and make a video on Anthem and the new Cataclysm, I can get up right now and have an hour to myself undisturbed. I can write scripts. I can check on my team in Discord. I can check on what's today going to be like. I can create clips that I can share on Twitter. So I'm doing all of this before anybody else is even up and out of their bed. So that gives you a distinct advantage when it comes to content creation. One of the things as well that you have to do is you have to train your body to get up early. A lot of content creators, myself included, and you'll hear me talk about this on the podcast and with Lupo to the rescue as well. You just don't sleep as much. One of the reasons for that is because you're typically staying up later because that's when most people are going to be watching streams. And you're also getting up earlier to make content. Dude, it crafted. Exactly, dude. And we're actually going to go over some of that because some of the disciplines I got was growing up on a farm. My dad was always like, okay, you need to get up, get your work done, and then get it done before it gets too hot in the day, right? Like that was the thing with farming. Like you want to get it done, be done by around 2 o'clock, because around 2 o'clock, the heat of the day hits, and you'll kill yourself when you're out there trying to get work done. Well, one of my favorite podcasts I listen to that's not even gaming related, right? It's just a podcast I love, and that's a Jocko Podcast, and he is actually a Navy SEAL. I have some videos lined up for you guys that we'll listen to here in a few. But yeah, that's the idea, is that if you get up and you get after it before anybody else does, you're already one step ahead of the curve. So you put it in relation to content creators. Hey, I'm up here getting streaming done. Like I'm fulfilling streaming hours that I'll need for when Mixer has open monetization, right? I need more hours in the day to be able to stream. Well, I can't stream while I'm at work. I can't stream sometimes at night because I have kids and I have a wife that I have to see. So where do I fit that in? Well, you do it Navy SEAL style. You get up, you get after it, you create a morning show, you talk about whatever topics you're going to talk about for the day. So that's kind of the motivation behind this, is like, hey, one, I'm getting to hang out with you guys and build great relationships. I'm also getting to kind of give you some of my thoughts. We have a call line. You can see that pops up over here. We have a call line that you guys can call into. We can discuss it together. So just to let you know, guys, that line is open. So if you want to call, you can be on the stream with me and we can talk about some of your thoughts about, do you think you should get up early for content creation? So I've always been like that. I've always thought like getting up early, getting after it is the best thing that you can do. What up, Snake? How's it going, man? Morning, brother. Blow it up, baby. Thanks for that host. So yeah, you need to get up, get after it. Now I know Snake doesn't have a choice sometimes in his job, right? Because what he does, sometimes he has to be at work at like 3 a.m. While myself, I have that choice. I have the luxury. Like if I wanted to, I could sleep in till 7 o'clock today, or even 7:30, and then go to work at 8 since I work from home. But the thing is if I can get up now and get after it, I'm going to have that jump ahead everybody. I'm going to be fresh. I'm like, when my kids wake up, I'm going to be ready to go. I'm not going to be dragging ass. I'm going to be ready to go, right? So let me put it in perspective as kind of how my day plays out. If I'm getting up at 5:30 in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, here's what I can do in my day. Because typically my day looks like running social media, making sure our editors are getting stuff edited for website content, interacting with the community on our Discord, interacting with the community on Twitter, Instagram, creating clips, typing up basically not articles, but scripts for YouTube videos, things like that. Hey, Snake, it's all good, man. You got to go get that grind, brother. So if I can get up and get half of that stuff done, then I already have my day set up to where I'm going to succeed, right? Because I've already done all the things I need to do, rather than being behind the 8 ball and being like, okay, whoa, hold on. I should have started writing this script 2 days ago, but now I can't. But I've already got it done now. So that way, when I go on my lunch break off of work, or I get off of work, I can hammer out a video in 30 minutes to an hour, right? While some other people, they were just, if you're unprepared, you're not ready for it, it takes you a lot longer to do that. Another example of that is our podcast. Our podcast is recorded on Thursdays. Well, typically, to really edit the podcast like you should, it's typically going to take, about 2 days. But what I do is I start editing the podcast right after we've done the podcast. So I'm already up. It's already like 10 o'clock at night. I'm starting the podcast editing now. That way, when it comes to Friday and Saturday, I can edit it with a little less pressure and be done by Sunday when we post our next episode. So that's just a look in some of the things that I do and why I think getting up early really does give me that advantage. So I also wanted to show you guys some videos. So let's get into that a little bit. One of the biggest things that I think you can do as a content creator, as a streamer, whatever it would be that can help you, is to stop lying to yourself. What I mean by that is, we make excuses for whatever. Oh, I can't get up early because I stayed up too late. Yes, you can. You can get up early. You just have to train your body to do that. Oh, I can't play video games because I'm married and have kids. Yes, you can. Talk to your spouse, schedule it out, get after it. You can do that. Another lie you hear is like, oh, I'm too busy to write an article, or I'm too busy to stream. Yes, you can. You can stream. Just set up a schedule. Communicate. Just stop lying to yourself and making excuses of why you can't do what you really want to do. Like, hey, look at myself, for example. I'm 38 years old, right? I'm streaming and playing video games and running a media website while I'm married with 4 kids and holding on a job. Why? Because I want to do that. That's what I love and enjoy. And I had to stop lying to myself and making excuses of why I couldn't do it. So now we just do it. Now, there may be some days that you're just dragging butt, man. You're just dragging butt. But you got to get up and get after it every single day. Your body will start kind of adapting to that. Healthy doses of coffee will help with that as well. But there's a video by Jocko that really gives us a lot of insight about why we need to stop lying to ourselves. So I'm going to show that real quick to you guys and see what y'all think. You guys let me know if you like it kind of on the smaller screen or if you want it on a full screen. So I'm going to kind of switch back and forth from the smaller to the full. So let's go full screen on this, and I want to show you guys this video. Heck yeah, Crafted.
We lie to ourselves. We don't tell ourselves the way things really are. And when we do that, then we can't fix our problems.
Let's try this again. Hold on just a second, guys. Forgot which one gives
we
me the full
lie
view. There
to ourselves. We don't tell ourselves the way things really are. And when we do that, then we can't fix our problems. If we can't fix our problems, we're not going to improve. So we have to be truthful to ourselves. You have to stop rationalizing, stop making excuses, stop telling yourself little watered down assessments of where you're really at. Tell yourself the truth so that you can get where you want to go. You can be who you want to be. You can be who you should be when you do what you know you should do, when you pay attention to the little things, when you implement discipline, true and unflinching and unmitigated discipline in your life, when you stop trying to find a sweatless solution, when you look for weaknesses to work on. And all that starts when you stop lying to yourself. That's when you can become who you know you should be. When you tell yourself the truth about where you are so you can make sure you are in the right place. And if you're not in the right place, then you can get yourself on the path to get there. The path of discipline, the path of hard work, and the path of truth.
That right there, guys, is something we all need to hear as content creators, right? That's the Jocko Podcast. If you haven't listened to it, you can go listen to it. They have quite a few good things on there. It's pretty awesome, man. So a couple of things that we're going to kind of talk about right there that he just talked about. Discipline. And that's one of the things that a lot of people you just don't have discipline. It's hard. Like, one of the things that I'm failing at in discipline is, you like it full screen, Robbie? Okay, awesome. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for the feedback. One of the things that I have to get more disciplined in is actually getting back to exercising. One of the lies I've been telling myself is I don't have time for it, right? It's easy to make that lie. It's easy to say, I don't have time for it. We're running a media website. We're streaming. We're getting clips. We're running a team. I got a full-time job. I got 4 kids. So the easy thing for me to say is, I don't have time to exercise, man. I'm working and grinding at this. But I need to implement discipline. If that means I need to start waking up at 4:30 in the morning just to go get a jog, then I need to do that. Not only for myself, but also for my family, for you guys out there who I'm making content for. I'll have more energy throughout the day. But that's some interesting thoughts. So what do you guys in chat? I want to hear what you think so far of what we're talking about. So just sound off in chat. Let me know what you think. A lot of the times when you start talking about this, one of the things that you're going to hear is, man, Mule, that's pretty extreme, bro. That's pretty extreme. To be getting up early like that, staying up late, grinding that hard, your body will just shut down. Well, here's the thing. When it comes to getting up and getting after it, you have to learn also to listen to your body and kind of be aware of your surroundings. Okay, so one of the examples of that is sometimes I just get so laser focused on what I'm doing that I don't realize I'm pushing myself too much. And my wife is really good about just saying, hey, you need to pull back a little bit. You need to pull back a little bit, take a little breather, take a rest. So I think, with that comes a little bit of balance, because you don't want to be just extreme. One thing, I'm going to get up early, even though I got 2 hours sleep, I'm going to get up early. That doesn't mean you make excuses for not getting up early, but it does give you a little bit more of a balanced view on life and content creation. Trying to improve, Super Nash Bros, yeah, bro. And see, yeah, exactly, Robbie. Let's just be honest. We all suck at discipline, right? We all suck at doing, hitting the snooze, not getting up when we should get up, calling in the sick to work when we don't want to go to work, things like that. We all suck at discipline. But one of the great things is that we're here to build each other up. We're here to help each other kind of achieve that. And it's like anything, right? So a sword is just not automatically sharpened. It has to be hammered. It has to kind of be beat to make the metal stronger. Then it has to be sharpened and it has to be refined. That's the same way it is with content creators, with streamers, with podcasters, with video gamers, with esports personalities, whoever it is, whatever it is. It takes time. That's one of the things as well, kind of lost in our, at least American culture, is the discipline of time, right? And what I mean by that is we're just not patient with anything, right? We want it now. Like Jocko just said in that video, we want the sweatless solution, right? We just want the easy path. And there is no easy path to getting what we want out of life or content creation or whatever it would be, right? So, you can try to take a shortcut, and the shortcut may work for you for a little bit, but after a while, you're going to see kind of everything kind of drop back to normal because you never put that infrastructure, you never put that foundation for what you were building upon. So let's just say, hey, I want to be a YouTuber, man. I see people like William, your Anthem, and he makes great videos. One of the things that you don't know, and William and I are pretty close friends, is how much preparation goes into making his videos. How much time he spends in game to get the video that he wants, how he wants it, then writes the script how he needs it. And then let's talk about the video editing. He has to go in and video edit it. So sometimes one video that he makes that's maybe 10 minutes long can take days just to do all that. So how can he do that without discipline? Because like the easy thing to do is just to say, man, I got a few videos. It's kind of good. So I'm just going to throw it together, right? I'm just going to throw it together. You can do that, but it's not going to be the best content that you can make, right? People notice when you're lazy with content creation. People notice when you're lazy with whatever, right? Like, we all know that if we're sitting at our job, right, and there's that coworker, right, and you're just like, damn, coworker over there, he's so lazy, he's not doing his job. Like, we all notice when people aren't disciplined in doing their job, right? Like this, it's just something in our human beings that we know that, like, hey, I'm working my butt off, but that guy's not working his butt off. So we have to stop lying to ourselves. We have to tell ourselves, hey, there is no sweatless solution. It's going to take hard work. And one of the keys to that is getting up early. Getting up early and taking care of your business, right? Because you think about it, like right now, I'm going to have an hour and a half of content that I can create now. I can throw up on YouTube. I can throw up clips on Twitter, whatever it may be. And my doggie, she's up now with me too. So you have to kind of think about those things. So the next thing I want to talk about is a lot of things that content creators struggle with, and that's motivation, right? So, I get that question sometimes as well. Like, Mule, how do you stay motivated to like keep creating content, to keep doing what you're doing? How do you work that out? So Jocko has a really great video. We're going to watch another video of Jocko, and he has a really great video on motivation and what motivation is and what motivation means. So let me pull this one up. We'll go a little full screen action here, and we're going to watch this video together.
Motivated. And how do you stay motivated? And how do you motivate people when they start to slack?
Now, motivation it's kind of a strange word because it doesn't really mean what we think it means. We think it means that we're fired up to do something. We think that it means we're eager and passionate to make something happen. And we think that somehow we should just be able to turn on that eagerness and turn on that passion. But we can't. Because you just can't turn on passion. You can't just turn on the desire to execute a task. It just doesn't work that way. And honestly, that isn't even what motivate means. Motivate doesn't mean to yell and scream and encourage. No. To motivate actually means to provide a motive, a reason why. So to motivate someone is to explain to them why they're doing what they're doing.
This is so good, guys. Right here. This is so good.
Where it'll take them. Why they should continue to work and to struggle and to fight. And when you need motivation yourself, don't look for someone to scream and yell. Don't look for someone else to give you motivation. Look at yourself. Look at yourself and remind yourself why. Why you are doing what you are doing. Remind yourself that this struggle, this temporary pain, this fight that you're in, this is what will make you stronger and faster and smarter and better. And then, with that motivation, go forward into the fray, into the storm, into the heat of the battle, where victory is forged.
Right there, dudes. Right there. That is some good motivation, right? And what it means to be motivated. So as Jocko was saying there, like, this is one of the things I try to implement with my team, right? We set goals for the year, and what I try to do is be a motivator in helping them achieve those goals. That makes so much sense. The reason, exactly, Robbie. You need to give them a reason. So one of the things that I do for my guys, my writers, so Super Nash Bros, if you're still here, you'll kind of know that as well. Snake knows this. I try to tell them, like, look, hey, the reason why you want to put out a lot of content on our website is not just for me to get the benefit of having content on our website, but the reason for that is because it benefits you. Because if you're trying to apply to get media access to whatever event, if you're trying to apply for a writer job in the future, if you're trying to apply to be a full-time streamer, if you're trying to grow your brand, right? The best thing that you can do is have a platform to point people to and say, look at this work that I've done. Here it is, right here. This is why you should give me the opportunity to do this. Look at that body of work, right? And that's really the reason I try to give our writers is like, look, you put this out there, people will see it. A great example of that is our comic book writer, Morbid, who had just started recently. He's putting out a lot of great content for our comic books that you see kind of posting on the website. We've even created a page for it. He's already starting to make these connections with indie developers, indie writers and comic books. He's already starting to get review comic books so he can start posting those simply because he looked to himself. He got motivated. It's something that he didn't have given to him. He's always had a passion for comics, right? And he has a reason now why to put that on there because, one, he's building these relationships with these people that he's talking to because he loves comics, and he gets to talk, one-on-one with these writers, right? Plus, he gets the perk of having comics for free. Like, that's one of the coolest things as a content creator, at least for me, is being able to get games for free because, as a father of four and being married, $60 is no chump change, right? Some people, they're like, $60 is nothing. But for me, it takes a little bit of more money. You got money going elsewhere. Hey, man, appreciate that follow. Welcome to the morning show with Mule. So it takes a little bit more money, right, to do that. So, you think about that. You got to have the reason of why you're motivated. And as a leader, if you want to be a leader for your team, for your content creating, for your stream, you have to give yourself or your team members a reason to be motivated. Why are they motivated? What's the reason for their motivation? And, the classic example of this is football, right? And football, you see us coaches, we're like, yeah, let's go. Let's get after it. Blah, blah, blah. The yelling and hooping and hollering is just a play on your emotions, right? Your emotions can fade. Like, you can be really, really high, and then 15 minutes later, you can be really, really low, right? And so you have to find that something internal in you to internalize, to keep you pushing. One of the things that I've made in my head when it comes to content creation is implementing. It's a military tactic, but implementing this: crawl, walk, run, right? And what I mean by that is anytime you're creating content, you want to be able to get all the basics done first, right? You want to be able to be good at editing videos first, right? So you need to be able to crawl and do that. You need to be good at writing scripts, right? And then once you get really good at that, you can start running and creating like 4 videos a week. Then you can start start walking. Then you can start running and you're creating 7 videos a week. But you can't go from crawling to running without learning first how to walk. And so another great example is when we were creating Mulehorn Gaming, when we were creating our podcast, when we were creating our website, what you'll notice a lot of people do is they will build their brand around a particular game. When it comes to gaming, they'll build their brand around a particular game. And what you'll typically see is they'll rise really, really fast, right? And then when that game starts to shudder, they'll start to fall really, really fast. So I've made the mental note to myself that, okay, when we were creating this, we need something that's lasting, that's staying. So how should we build this, right? Well, we're not going to build it around one game because I don't want the flame really high and then flame out, right? We don't want that. No one wants that as a content creator, as a streamer, as a podcaster. No one wants that, right? So what I did mentally in my head is said, okay, I am going to be the best grinding content creator there is out there. And what I mean by that is I will not stop. I will not stop. So you may see, and with any content creation, you're going to see an ebb and flow of ups and downs. That's just life, right? That's just anything. You see that in your workplace. You see that in marriages. You see that in relationships. You see that in content creation. Everything goes up and down, right? You'll have some really, really good times. You'll have some hard times. Really, really good times. You'll have some bad times. Sometimes the bad are longer than the good. But the thing that you have to set mentally for yourself is I'm going to be the hardest grinder there is out there, and I will not stop. Great example of that is when we first started doing our podcast, we made that mistake of making the podcast mostly about just Destiny, the original Destiny game. So when Destiny kind of floundered for a little bit, yeah, man, super early. Yeah, it's a nice surprise. We're getting after it over here with the morning show. You guys may notice as well the ticker that's showing up over here on the side that we have a phone number. So we're going to open up the phone line. So if any of you guys want to call in and discuss these topics, feel free to do that because we can get that call in. And if you don't want to talk, you can just say, hey, I'm going to leave a voicemail. Just let me know beforehand so I don't answer the phone. So you can leave voicemails for the show later on that we can use as well. The phone number will pop up above the interwebs icon over here. You'll see it in a few. But yeah, man, that's the thing. You got to set your mind to be the best grinder and that you will not stop. A lot of the really big content creators that you see out there, they got a few breaks, but there is something that I love. I can't remember exactly how it's worded. But it's when great preparation meets opportunity, is how I've heard it said before. So what I mean by that is you look at someone like Gathalion, great preparation, right? The way he got big was with Borderlands, right? Well, his streaming got big. Well, he prepared and became a really good streamer with, interacting, with talking, with setting up his scenes, all that stuff. So that when he had that great preparation and he met the opportunity of Borderlands 2 coming out and the sizzle that went with that opportunity merged, he kept going and it's blew up to even something bigger, right? He's this huge streamer on Twitch now. Or you look at Ninja, the same way. That's one of the things we have to remember is that, okay, we need to crawl, walk, run. We need to be the best grinder out there. We need to set our mind of not quitting. So let me give you a great example of that as we were talking a few minutes ago of my podcast. Originally, our podcast was just the Mulehorn Gaming Podcast. And we centered it mostly around Destiny. And as we all know, back in the day, Destiny 1 went like this. It kind of was rocky at first, but then it went up really high. And then it shot back down. And then Destiny 2 came, it kind of lit up and then shot back down. Well, seeing that we made our podcast just about Destiny, our listeners went like this, and then went like this, and then went like this, and went like this. So it's that ebb and flow kind of we were talking about. There were times where I was like, man, I should just quit podcasting because we're losing listeners. But what we did is we set our minds to just keep grinding. We're like, hey, we need to make this kind of a central theme podcast where we talk about all things gaming. So we actually gave the podcast the name, the Analog Assault Podcast. And, what do you do? What do you do if you're losing viewers? Or what do you do if you're losing followers on the content you're creating? Or what do you do if you're only getting 50 views on a video that's just you're like, man, I spent like 2 days making this video and I've only got 50 people that watched it. Like, what the heck is up with that, man? I mean, this is great content. Like, that's what we tell ourselves, right? It's like great content. There's a couple things, as we said earlier, you got to think about, am I lying to myself? Is this content great? And you have to remember to keep grinding. There's going to be ebb and flows. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. And this next video that we're going to watch here in a second, really great video about what to do with the bad. You know, we all kind of hate to hear the bad, right? Like, I don't want someone to come up to me and say, man, your website, Mule, it's good, but it's not good enough. You can't get into E3, you know. And I've heard that. I've heard that in the past. Like early on when we applied to go to E3 as media, we heard that it's not good enough, you know. So what do? Do we quit? Do we keep grinding? No, we crawl, walk, run. We keep improving. We keep fighting. We keep grinding. We keep getting better. We keep learning. You don't just stop. You don't just give up. Because 90% of podcasts out there, 90% of streamers out there, they'll go to a streamer like Ninja, or they'll go to some of our bros on the Shed team. They'll go look at Sploom, or they'll go look at Lupo to the rescue, and they'll be like, man, this guy has like 3,000 followers, almost 4,000 followers, or this guy has 15,000 followers, and he's got like 200 people watching his stream. Man, I should do that. And so you start, right? You start your streams, and you're like, oh, great, this is great, man. I've got nobody watching me, right? Well, a lot of people will just stop at that. A lot of people will just quit because they want to go from crawling to running, and you can't do that. You have to learn, as we were talking about earlier, the importance of time and build up and preparation and making yourself better. Like, you don't just become a great podcaster by turning on the microphone and podcasting. You do that over time through things you have to learn, through things that you know, little quirks that you pick up. Like, if I want to sound really serious, I get a little bit closer to the microphone or lower the voice, and you can hear the seriousness of my tone. If I want to get a little excited, I lean back from the microphone so it doesn't blow out your ears. These are things I've learned as a podcaster, right? So you got to learn that through time. You got to be kind of crafted and molded. If you go back and listen to some of our original podcasts and listen to how they're edited, man, I'm telling you, they are horrible. And I think back then, like, why did anybody listen to us? Because the podcasts were so rough. They were just not great. But part of that is the time, the process. There's a process for everything, right? So for streamers, I want to tell you out there, if you're watching this VOD, or you're watching this on YouTube, or you're watching this morning, don't give up. There is a process. You just have to keep learning. You have to keep getting better. And you're going to hear a lot of, this sucks, or this is not very good, or if only you could do this. So I want to show y'all, in light of that, this video from Jocko, one of my favorite podcasts, and it's called Good. And what's kind of funny about this is we call it Jockoing. And sometimes I'll do this with my wife, and she'll like, I don't want to hear it right now. But when she brings something up to me that, you know, when the kids got hurt, or something happened at work, or something happened for us, like a garage door broke. We got to get a new garage door. So we're going to have to spend X amount of dollars to get a garage door. Well, Jocko has this thing where he says, if you can say good, then you have something to learn from and grow from that certain experience. So we're going to go a little full screen here, and I'm going to show you guys this video where he talks precisely about what you do with the bad, when you get the bad news. So let's watch this.
One of my direct subordinates, one of my guys that work.
That is so good. So what do you guys think about that? I want to hear y'all's thoughts on that video there. So one of the things that Jocko said at the end is get up, dust off, reload, reassess, and re-engage, right? So as content creators, that's one of the things that we have to constantly do, right? We have to get up, dust off, reassess, reload, right? So that's one of the things that we should all think about. Dude, Robbie, I'm telling you, his podcast is amazing. Now, some of the things that you'll hear on there are pretty graphic because he does go through books, and he does have like Medal of Honor winners on there, former Navy SEALs and things like that. And they tell some of their stories about overcoming, adapting, and things like that. But it's a fantastic podcast. If you haven't listened to the Jocko Podcast, go listen to it. But yeah, it's something to think about as a content creator. It's something to think about. Now, let's put this a little bit into practice here. We got Mixer pulled up here. We're just going to look at some games people are streaming, right? So let's just take, for example, Apex. Let's put some of these thoughts into practice, right? Is the person who's streaming to just a few people, are they putting into practice getting better at talking? Are they putting into practice interacting with their audience? Are they putting into practice of getting after it, even though they only have a couple people watching them? So I kind of want to pull up like maybe someone who's at the very, very bottom of the directory with just one or two people watching and see how they interact. Now, guys, as well, we're going to listen to a couple of voicemails we had for previous episodes of our podcast here in a little bit. But you are welcome to call in 512-571-3907. And you can kind of discuss some of these thoughts with me on the air if you'd like. We only got about 15 more minutes for the show, and then we got to wrap it up, and I got to start my day with my kiddos and work and things like that. But I would love to hear your thoughts in chat. I want this to be super interactive. Robbie, I know you're chatting in there as well, but I want to hear what some of you guys' thoughts on this. So let's just take this guy, for example, right? He's just streaming. He just turned on the stream and streamed. Like let's take a look at it. There's no icon there. There's no info here. He's just streaming. So let me pull this up real quick. Unmute it.
Have to go back to back now. I'm here. Well, boys, we've got a specific location we got to land.
All right, let's just watch and see. See, this is something that we can, and I'm not trying to pick on this guy, right? We're not trying to pick on him. We're all trying to get better. So let's discuss how we can get better. Well, one of the things we could do is prepare. Remember, great preparation that meets opportunity, right? So this guy here, it probably could help if you had some kind of icon there, even if it's not just the blueberry icon. If he had some little info about himself, maybe even a connection to some of his social media. And he may have just started on Mixer, right? He may have just started because a lot of people are coming over because of Ninja and things like that. He sounds like he's at least talking to his chat and things like that. So those are things that we can all kind of learn and grow from. So what do you guys think about this topic? What do y'all think? Do you think us as content creators, as gamers, that we make too many excuses, that we lie to ourselves? Let me take that down real quick. That we could really do more. I'm hoping this morning show kind of starts to fit that bill. I'm hoping that we can share some thoughts. We can go over news. We can go over games. Things like that. We can just have a discussion here together as we enjoy our coffee and start the day and get ready to get after it. I'm hoping I can provide you a reason to be motivated to do whatever you're doing. So a little fun here. We do have that call-in number. So we got a few voicemails that I want to share with you guys. Just some fun ones that some people called in to kind of end the show today. So this was from our friend in our Discord, Bosa. And this is when we first got it. And this is really cool. This is stuff that, like, as a content creator, it helps keep your encouragement up, right? What up, Dark Life? So listen to this voicemail from Bosa.
Yo, Mulehorn, this is Basa and his family. We just wanted to say one thing for you. Blow it up!
Blow it up, baby. Blow it up. So if you guys want to leave voicemails for the next show, just call in anytime. You can leave a voicemail. Here's another one. This is from when we were talking about Game of the Year's potentials. So listen to this here from Lady, one of our writers.
Yeah, hi.
Oh, sorry. This is the wrong one. There we go.
Oh my God, it's Mule. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's Lady Kaluna. Look, I'm going to be honest, I'm so excited to be writing for you guys. I love the community. You guys are amazing, and I am throwing my hat in the ring for Borderlands 3
Borderlands
Game
3.
of the Year.
Blew it up!
Thanks, guys.
So that was Lady, one of our writers. And then this was one of my favorite ones, man. This one cracked me up because if you guys don't know, one of the things about me is I play mostly console. I'll play on PC, but when I do play on PC, I play with this thing right here, right? My Elite controller. I just plug it in and I play with a controller. And you know, some people may hate me for saying this, but these little paddles on the back, I can move just as fast as typing on a keyboard with these paddles. The only thing I can't do is do the 360 turn as quick as I could with like a mouse, if I can just flick the mouse. So I'm a console controller using when I play on PC. So we got this voicemail. This is pretty hilarious. Check this one out.
Yeah, hi, Mule Ward? I was just calling because I caught wind that you have a nice computer, but you continue to use a controller and play on console. And I just wanted to ask why? Why? Why?
I know, I'm a console pleb, guys. I can't help it. I like to play on console. It's just what I do. So one more voicemail that we have here we're going to listen to is you're like that. See, Robbie, I think you can appreciate that as a PC player, right? You can appreciate the console pleb in me and ask why when I got a nice 2080 Ti over here that I'm not using it to play Anthem, right? Yeah. This is our buddy Wolfgang. You can find him DeLorean Wolfgang on Twitter. And he just left me a funny little voicemail. He was on our podcast recently, Secondary Heroes podcast. He was on as a guest, and he's a pretty funny dude. Here's what he said.
Mule, hey buddy, this is your good friend there, DeLorean Wolfgang from the Secondary Heroes. Wanted to give you a call, see if you finally got a chance to take a look at that Baxter account. If you just send it to Cindy in accounting, we can forward with the Sunshine Square deal. We all know that the Sunshine Square deal is going to be a big one, all right, buddy? Let's just say I look good in a yacht, you look good in a yacht. Let's make that deal happen, okay? But we need the Baxter account to go through, so make sure you talk to Cindy in accounting. So, buddy, have yourself a good day. I hope to hear from you soon. Actually, I hope to hear from Cindy soon. What a dish. Am I telling you what, right? This is your good pal, DeLorean Wolfgang from the Secondary Heroes.
Oh. So guys, if you want to leave a voicemail, certainly do that. You can do it anytime. I love DeLorean, man. He's hilarious. Leave a voicemail for us. Call us for the show. I'm hoping this is the first time we've done this, right? So Dark Life, if you want to get in here and give us like Dark Life's opinions of life, you can do that, bro. It's open. It's an open book for you guys to jump in. So do it. Yeah. So that is probably going to wrap it up for our first morning show. Now I'm thinking, guys, we got 10 minutes left, right? Because I want to do this for an hour. Y'all want one little game of Apex? We can get in one just to see what happens, right? We can do that if you guys want to. Let's see here. We'll do one Apex game, right? We're on a gaming streaming platform. We gotta have at least one game, right? So let's pull that up real quick. We'll play one little game here. One little game. Whoops, not Anthem. Apex. I can't do Anthem in 10 minutes. I work this early? Nice, dude. Well, you're East Coast as well, though. So, I mean, for me right now, Central Standard, it's still 6:22. So, like, my kids are still asleep. That kind of a deal. But you guys, really appreciate y'all hanging out. We're going to play one little game here and then wrap her up. What do you guys think in chat? Did you like it? Did you like the morning show with Mule? I hope you did. I hope you got some good takeaways from this morning talking about content creation. Show off clips this morning. Oh, dude. You know, I don't know what clips I have. Let's see here. I think I have a few. I use this Gamer DVR website. I don't even know what clips I have on there. I'd have to look. That's actually a good idea. Let's do a couple clips here and discuss it. Discuss it real quick. So let me turn this off. Dark. I like that idea, man. On the fly. Let's see here. All right, let me bring this over here. We'll look at a few clips here. Oh, this is one of my favorites, right? This has been a very reasoning for me and my friend. I enjoyed it a lot. Awesome, Robbie. I really appreciate that. Collect clips from the community would be an awesome segment. We should do that. We should have clips submitted to us via email. So let's just throw that in there in chat. So anybody watching the VOD, they can see this, or the YouTube video, because I plan on trying to put these on YouTube. Email us your clips at themulebag at mulehorngaming.com. And I'm going to put it in chat here. Right there. You can submit them. Like Sports Center Top 10. That would be great, dude. Dark, like, that's actually a really good idea, man. Here's a fun little video I got. So Pathfinder has this really great ability to get behind people, right? With his little thing. What up? Yusa? Watch this little trick I do. I do a little loop-de-loop on this person. I see them. Scarecrow and them are a little bit further behind me in Lupo. Because, you know, Mulehorn Jenkins, man, that's the way I live. And I get a couple shots on. They're kind of running. And she sees Scarecrow right here and tries to attack me. But watch this. Loop-de-loop. Gotcha, sucker. Oh, that's a good one. All right, let's see. We got a couple more over here. You'll work on overlays? Dude, I would love that, Dark. I would love that. So this one was really fun because on this one, we were up at the top of the like one of the really hot areas, and I put my I was using Watson, and I put my little fences all around the place to get up. So if they tried to get up, they get like shocked. And then I put my ultimate there, so they couldn't get up. And we had like a couple teams left. We ended up winning this game too. We won this game. As you can see, it's 3 squads left. There's 2 guys down there, right? And I'm trying to eyeball them, get a shot on them. I'm like, man, I can't hit them, and I don't want to jump down and try to get them. So watch this nade. They're like, oh crap, oh crap. Oh, that's the ultimate troll move right there, right? Like, they were just like, oh my gosh, guys. Yeah, any game, man. If you got any game, Robbie, you can submit the clips. You can submit whatever you like. So you can do voiceovers on them, whatever you want to do. Like, one of my favorite ones here is this one right here. And I'll try to, I have the audio set up for it here on stream, so I'll try to time it just right. But this is typical Mule fashion, right? Like, we're like, you know, we just dropped, my teammates are getting shot at. So what do? Do I be cautious? No. That's not how I work. Mule just Mulehorn Jenkins it, baby. We just go.
Enough talk.
We just go. We just Leroy Jenkins that. 3 guys, just me, couple guns, no problem. Guy behind me, no problem. Take these guys out. Got a little bit of health left, no problem. We'll take that person out too. Oh man. All right, guys. So if you have clips you want to submit, just drop them in the mulebag at mulehorngaming.com. We're gonna do kind of a Sports Center top 10 clips for the next when we get enough clips for the next morning show. So you can catch us again tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. We're going to be talking whatever. We're going to talk about maybe some of the news of the day. If you have any calls you want to call in, and appreciate that, Joker, for the follow, man. If you have any calls where you want to call in or leave us a voicemail, we will listen to those on the morning show. So you'll see that pop up in just a moment here. Excuse me. Coffee. Man, that coffee's good. You want to play? You like that, Issa? Yeah, man. You just got to Mulehorn Jenkins it, dude. See, that's the thing with like BRs. If you're overly aggressive, people don't know how to handle that, man. They just don't know how to handle that. So if you do want to leave us a voicemail to use on the show, or you want to call in tomorrow morning, the number is 512-571-3907. Leave us a voicemail to use on the show. It can be funny. It can be serious. It can be about the topic we just talked about, whatever it can be. You can submit your clips to themulebag at mulehorngaming.com. So, guys, until next time, we'll catch y'all tomorrow morning. Remember, when in doubt. Oh, I forgot. What today is, Tuesday? Is it Monday? Tuesday? It's Tuesday. Okay. So the podcast will be live Thursday night. So tomorrow morning, you got another morning show. On Wednesday, Thursday night, you got the podcast. So make sure you're hitting that follow button, guys. And remember, when in doubt, blow it up.